Hey, what's up? So let's take a look here at my homepage. What I want to share with you how to do today is to create this stylized image look. This panther here was created in Photoshop using a really easy trick. It's easy to do and it's super customizable. So I want to share with you how to do that. So what we're going to do here is find an image, anything you like. It works really good on animals. You can probably do it with humans as well, but we're going to save this to our downloads, go into Photoshop, we'll open it up here, find the owl. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to go to select color range. We're going to find a good mix between black and white. I usually like to do it closer to 200. You don't want big clumps of black, so we'll do 200 in this instance. We'll hit OK, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, add a new solid color, and we're going to make it all black. Okay, now that we have the solid black color, what we're going to do is we're going to mask now. So we're going to go down to this background, we're going to hit P, or this pen tool, and we're going to mask around the bird. You'll obviously want to make it a lot more detailed than I'm doing right now, but I'm just going quick for the sake of the tutorial. Nice and easy. Okay, you do not want to feather this because the result doesn't turn out very well. And then we'll hit Control Enter, and now we have a mask. So if we'll unlock this here, we can select M, right click, and then select inverse. We'll hit E to use the eraser tool, and then we'll erase everything outside of the bird. Okay, now we'll select this top layer and we'll also do the same. We'll hit OK. It's okay because we're rasterizing it. And then we'll hit E and erase everything outside of the bird. We want this alpha channel behind it. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to add a new layer, put this layer in between both of these layers. We can hide the bottom layer, and what we're left with is something really cool. It's basically just the detail from the shadow of the owl. And what we can do with that is, since we have a layer underneath these black shadows, we can use the brush tool. We'll hit B, or use this wrong brush tool. There we go. Hit B for the brush tool, and we can basically, we'll add a bright blue, make it full opacity and hardness, and we can color, whoops, so we're still outside of it. What we need to do is select M, right click, and select inverse. So now everything that's selected is inside of the bird. So we'll go back to the brush tool, hit B, and we can now brush anything inside of this bird. And this looks really cool just as it is. Full blue color, but you can add detail however you want and wherever you want. So what I like to do is always mess around with the eyes. So we'll give it like a 70 something. We'll add a darker blue, make it a little darker, and then we'll add these blue details to the eyes. Looks really cool. Okay, and then what you can do is you can also add in a black texture right about here. Awesome, and then we can clean it up. It kind of spilled outside of it, so we can go back to this lighter blue color and clean up some of that spillage. Nice, that looks really cool. Boom, and then what you can do is you can add another layer, add it on top of everything, make the pixels pretty small, something like 17. Yeah, that's about good. And then you can add a white dot for the eye, and that looks, in my opinion, that looks really cool as it is. Another trick that you can do is you can go to this blue layer, or the main color layer, and you can go to blur tool, and when you blur, it's basically going to add detail to the shadow. And that, I mean, look at the difference here from this to this. It looks so cool. You can do that for everything, or you can just make it smaller and just do it around like the places where you'd see shadow on an owl. So maybe under the eyes a little bit, under the chin a little bit, maybe on one side of the beak, but that looks really cool. Maybe what we'll do is we'll add some purple. Yeah, we'll make it very not hard. We'll make it soft, and then make it nice and soft, make it a little bigger, and then turn the opacity way down, and we'll make it a little bigger still. And then we'll just add some purple texture to the outside. Looks like we're gonna have to turn the opacity up a little bit, and also turn the size up a little bit. Cool. Okay, purple, there we go. Nice. I like to make the edges a little bit darker. Just looks nice and professional. Oh yeah, there we go. That looks nice and cool. Maybe add a little purple to one side of the beak, and then we'll add, as a finishing touch, a little bit of a green. Let's make it a little brighter. There we go. That looks nice and cool to separate the blue and the purple. We'll add a little bit of blue up here and up here. And that is looking pretty good. You can obviously go a lot further in detail, but as it is, it looks pretty good. So what you can do once you're finished is obviously you can export it. So you can go Control Shift, what are we clicking here? Control Shift Alt. What that's going to allow us to do is compress it. So if you're uploading it to a website, you can compress the file size down. I usually don't like to upload anything higher than 150 kilobytes, but if you don't have too much else on your website, you can upload a higher quality image. This one is 363 kilobytes when I compress it down to 50%, so we'll just go with that, and then we'll save it as our owl pick. And then what we can do is, I'm using Webflow, but obviously you can do this with any platform. We'll add a background image, choose image, and then we'll find our owl image, and then we'll hide it, or I'm sorry, not hide it, we'll make it 1, and then auto width, and then the height's gonna be 100 vertical height, and maybe a little bit smaller, 90 vertical height. Move it to the bottom right, and then maybe 250 pixels. Let's go 325, and as it is, I mean, this looks really good. This took us, what, 5 minutes to do, and we've already got a really good looking product. If you spent another 20-30 minutes on it, you could make this look really cool. I'm starting to do this more and more on my website, digitalredpanther.com. And like I said, it doesn't have to be just animals. You can do this with anything. If we want to, we could go in here. Whoops. Okay, if we wanted to, we could take a picture of a human. In all honesty, I've never done this before. So I downloaded a picture of Tom Brady earlier. And then we'll just go through the whole process again really quickly. I'll kind of fly through it. So select color range. Yeah, we'll keep it at 200. Add a solid color, make it black. And then we'll get rid of that lock. And then we'll add a pen tool. Once again, don't do what I'm doing right now. This is way too quick. This is just a rough mask. Don't turn the feather on because, like I said, it doesn't look very good when you do. Okay, finish the mask, Control Enter. Okay, so now let's select inverse, and then erase everything outside of the mask. Again, we'll click here. Yep, we want to rasterize it, that's okay. And then boom, we now have Tom Brady. We can get rid of that, and we're already selecting the mask, so we can just go right to our brush. And let's see here, let's turn that way up. Let's select a skin tone, turn this size way up, and there we go. Oops, and then we have to select inside the mask again. So boom, there we go. And it kind of looks like a little bit of it like a sepia tone. It looks really cool. Let's see if we can add a shadow to one side of it. Oops, that's too much. Let's turn the size down. There we go, that looks kind of cool. And then, awesome, that looks really nice. And then let's actually do this blur, that blur thing I was talking about. So we're gonna hit the blur tool, and then let's go, oh, that was way too much. Let's turn the strength down. Let's go with, oh yeah, there we go. So now we got a lot of detail. Ooh, yeah, that looks nice. Let's go detail the hair a little bit. There we go. That looks nice and cool. Let's see the difference. Yep, look at how flat this is. And then there we go. Okay. And then just as a finishing touch, why don't we give him a little bit of a jersey color. Make sure we're on the... Nice, okay, so... You get the deal. But this is just a really cool tool that you can use. If you do end up using this, or if you have any other tricks that you know of, why don't you let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking to do some cool stuff like this. I'm always looking to update my websites as well as clients of mine. So I hope you learned something from this, and I will see you later.